Jewish state because he said that would upset the Arabs, and the British were relying on the Arabs. And my father couldn't make any headway with the Democrats, so he did something quite unusual for anyone leading the Zionist, the pro-Jewish movement at the time. He went to the Republicans and persuaded them to adopt in the Republican platform in 1944 the support for the formation of a Jewish state. FDR was furious. He said, who's doing this? How did it happen? Well, sure enough, 3 months later, he had no choice. He had the Democratic National Convention support in their platform the creation of a Jewish state. So my father was one of the principal progenitors of the bipartisan pro-Israel policy that I will hope remains for generations. He was a very, very brilliant man. But one of his meetings that I describe in the book is perhaps the most telling one. Because he said, I'm not only going to talk to public opinion, I'm going to talk to the soldiers and the diplomats. And he went to see General Eisenhower after the war. This is 1947. Eisenhower is the head of the army, and they bring, his underlings of Eisenhower's underlings said, "You got to hear this guy. You got to hear this guy, Netanyahu. Listen to him. That's not me. It's my father." And my father says to him, "You should support the formation of a Jewish state." And Eisenhower says, "Why?" And he says, "Because, the Russians, the Soviets are going to move into the Middle East, and we're the ones who will be the bulwark, the bastion of Western positions in the Middle East." He said, "How are you going to do that? You're only 600,000. You'll be wiped away." He said, "No, we'll be the strongest military in the Middle East." And Eisenhower says, "How can you say that?" And said, "I say that, General," my father said, "because in 2 world wars, you've just seen how we Jews fight for others. Can you imagine how strong we'll be when we fight for ourselves?"
Yeah.
And Israel and its courageous soldiers have proved that.
Bibi Netanyahu, Mr. Prime Minister, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck with the biography. It's excellent.